Alright, I said to do this. Let me take a big sip. Alright. Ahem. A rubber duck, also known as a rubber ducky, is a toy shaped like a stylized duck, generally yellow with a flat base. It may be made of rubber or rubber-like materials such as vinyl plastic. The yellow rubber duck has achieved iconic status in Western pop culture, and it's often symbiotically linked to bathing. History. The history of the rubber duck is linked to the emergence of rubber manufacturing in the late 19th century. The earliest rubber ducks were made from hard rubber when manufacturers began using Charles Goodyear's invention, vulcanized rubber. Sequentially, these solid rubber ducks were not capable of floating and were instead used as chew toys. The sculptor Peter Ganonine, I think it's French, created a sculpture of a duck in the 1940s, then painted it and reproduced it as a floating toy, of which over 50 billion were sold. Besides the ubiquitous yellow rubber duck, which as most people are familiar with, there have been numerous novelty variations on the basic theme, including character ducks representing professions, politicians, and celebrities. There are ducks that glow in the dark, quack, change color, have interior LED illuminations, or include a wind-up engine that enables it to swim, big air quotes there. In 2001, The Sun, a British tabloid, reported that Queen Elizabeth II had a rubber duck in her bathroom that wears an inflatable crown. The duck was spotted by a workman who was repainting her bathroom. The story prompted sales of rubber ducks in the United Kingdom to increase by 80% for a short period. Rubber ducks are collected by enthusiasts. The 2011 Guinness World Record for the world's largest rubber duck collection stood at 5,633 different rubber ducks and was awarded to Charlotte Lee. In 2013, the rubber duck was inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame, a museum in Rochester, New York, alongside the game of chess. Toys were selected based on factors like icon status, longevity, and innovation. In popular culture, Ernie, a popular Muppet from the television series Sesame Street, performed the song Rubber Ducky. Ernie was frequently spoke of his rubber duck and carried it with him in other segments of the show. On a special occasion, Little Richard performed the song. C.W. McCall's hit song Convoy, and the movie and novel that inspired it, are narrated from the viewpoint of a character who replaced the bulldog hood ornament on his Mack truck with a bathtub toy, and used the on-air handle of Rubber Duck. The world's largest rubber duck. The world's largest rubber duck was created by a Dutch artist. Oh God, how do I pronounce his name? Florentin Hoffman. In 2007, measuring 16.5 meters by 20 meters by 32 meters, or 54 feet by 66 feet by 105 feet, weighing about 600 kilograms, or 1,300 pounds. Since 2007, several ducks of various sizes created by Hoffman have been displayed in several countries and territories such as Amsterdam, Netherlands, Lommel, Belgium, Osaka, Japan, Sydney, Australia, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Hong Kong, China, Kaohsiung, Thailand, and Seoul, Korea, until 14th November 2014, and went on display in the United States after the 20th of October 2013. In 2013, China's Great Firewall blocks searched for big yellow duck. Wait, what? In 2013, China's Great Firewall blocks searched for big yellow duck because Chinese activists were photoshopping the rubber duck sculpture into a take man photo of the Tiananmen Square massacre. If the term big yellow duck were searched, a message would appear according to relevant laws, statutes, and policies, resulting that the search could not be shown. Well then. James Vadich, and duck enthusiast James Vadis performed a monologue in which he fills a bathroom with rubber ducks in 2017. This spawned a collection of rubber duck enthusiasts that filled their areas with ducks in modern arts. This process usually involves stages. The first, shown on the right, involves gathering rubber ducks into a central place, and then are taken to spread across the area in a general pattern. This step is repeated until all ducks are used. A couple, 2 to 3 stages are revisions to ensue as the position of the ducks are refined, organizing these ducks in different shapes, patterns, and pastimes of those involved, generally to the point of obsession. Races. Rubber duck races are also known as derby duck races, and have been used as a method of fundraising for organizations worldwide. People donate money to the organization by sponsoring a duck. At the end of the fundraising drive, all ducks are dumped into the waterway. The first to float past the finish line wins a prize for the sponsor. North America. Oh, I need to take a drink. My throat is getting dry. There are hundreds of races held in the United States and internationally. The largest race in the United States is the annual Freestone Food Bank Rubber Duck Regatta in Cincinnati, Ohio. The first run was in 1995. The Rubber Duck Regatta now features over 150,000 ducks raced to raise prize money for the organization. Since the beginning in 1995, the Rubber Duck Regatta, say that one 5 times fast, in Cincinnati, Ohio has raised over $9 million, and over $1 million has been raised each year ever since, and over $1 million has been raised over each year since 2014. The annual Aspen Duck Derby was first run by the Rotary Club in Aspen Oak, Colorado in 1991. The Derby now features 30,000 ducks that take place at August in Aspen Rio Grande Park. Though it's past 20 years, the Aspen Duck Derby has raised more than $2.3 million to benefit nonprofit groups. In Fort Wayne, Indiana, for over 30 years, a duck race takes place in summer to support the organization SCAN to prevent cruelty against children. One of the most famous rubber duck races is Great Knoxville Rubber Duck Race. This race received attention when Tennessee Supreme Court ruled that it was a lottery which stopped the race for a couple of years. After the state amended its constitution, allowed lotteries with special exceptions. The race was reinstituted. The Duck Derby race sees over 40,000 ducks race to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Tennessee Valley. A famous rubber duck race is the Halifax Duck Derby, a race that has over 10,000 ducks in Halifax Harbor along Bishop's Landing. There's a grand prize of $1 million Canadian dollars. Other prizes are a trip somewhere. Other prizes include a trip to anywhere in Canada, large screen TVs, and more. This race was very successful in raising money and awareness for its organization. Lumsden Duck Derby is a Labor Day tradition in the town of Lumsden, Saskatchewan, 31 kilometers, 19 miles northwest of Virginia. Founded in 1988 to help the town raise funds for a new ice rink, nowadays Derby races 25 rubber ducks down a stretch of the Acapinel River and features a prize of $1 million Canadian dollars. The town makes a day out of it, with a pancake breakfast, bands, and other entertainments, kids' activities, and a parade to the posts. Estes. The Estates Park Rotary Duck Races. The Estates Park Rotary Duck Race raises money for 68 different charities. Contestants must choose a charity to donate their money when they buy their ticket. Oof, that was a lot. And we're not even done. Next up is Australia. The Great Brisbane Duck Race is held in the Brisbane River each year to raise funds for the PA Research Foundation. The 100-meter, 330 feet race saw 30,000 rubber ducks enter the race in 2011. The PA Research Foundation also holds The PA Research Foundation also holds the Team Duck Race Challenge, where groups are invited to raise funds and participate either in a motorized or non-motorized Team Duck Race with a large 26 centimeter, 10 inches tall rubber duck that teams can decorate, brand, and modify. The other race that was conducted in Australia is in January 1988. It was run as a high-level bridge to a low-level bridge near Katherine, North Territory on the Australian Day long weekend. Acting on behalf of the Bicentennial Committee, Royal Australian Air Force officers Andrew Carnes and Jock McGowan constructed and released a cage from PVC pipe, purchased a number of ducks, printed tickets, and arranged a helicopter flypass. Take a sip. We're only halfway through. Europe, United Kingdom. In Stockbridge, Edinburgh, since 1988, the Stockbridge Community Festival has held an annual Stockbridge Duck Race to raise money for local charities. 1,000 rubber ducks are released into the water of Leith at Stockbridge to float down the stream to the finishing post at Fallshaw Bridge. The 2010 race The 2010 race was memorable for a sudden rain shower at the finish line. The 2010 race was held on the 3rd of July, with the proceedings go to local charities Stockbridge House and St. Columbia's Hospice. For over 25 years, Bidbury and Gloucestershire, I think that's how it's pronounced, has hosted an annual duck race on Boxing Day. The charity event, which attracts thousands of spectators, is split into 2 races. One that features iconic which features iconic yellow ducks, and other featuring a more realistic decoy ducks, both held in the River Colne. On the 31st August 2008, the Great British Duck Race, which was held near Hampton Court Palace in London. The race broke the world record for the number of ducks used together, which was a total of 250,000. The ducks used in the race were bright blue after the stewards in the previous years faced problems when spectators had thrown their own ducks into the water. Each year on Easter Monday, a duck race is organized in Glenridding by a local mountain rescue team to raise funds. Another in Manchester duck race is held at Springfield on the Ira River in each Good Friday with thousands of ducks. Germany. Oh wait, I should take a drink. Germany. Every July, a charity race is called the Etten Cup, held in Nuremberg. Or is it Nuremberg? The beneficiary of each time among them is the Nuremberg Zoo. Alright, moving on to scientific studies. Oceanography. During the Pacific Storm on the 10th of July, 1992, 3 40-foot containers holding 29,000 friendly floaty plastic. Alright, I'm having trouble saying this. Floaties? Yeah. Friendly floaties, plastic bathtub toys from a Chinese factory were washed off the ship, containing blue turtles, yellow ducks, red beavers, and green frogs. 2/3 of the toys floated south and landed 3 months later on the shores of Indonesia, Australia, and South America. The remaining 10,000 toys headed to Alaska and then completed a full circuit back near Japan. Caught up in the North Pacific Gyre, currently as the so-called Great Pacific Garbage Patch. Many of the toys began entering the Bering Strait between Alaska and Russia, which were trapped in the Arctic ice. I just have the picture of, if these were captured some type of, 1,000 years in the future, somebody's gonna, dig, plastic ducks out of the ice in the Antarctic. Moving on. They moved through the ice at the rate of 1 mile per day, and in 2000 they were sighted in the North Atlantic. The movement of the toys were monitored by American oceanographer Curtis Ebsenmeyer. Bleached by sun and salt water, bleached by sun and seawater. The ducks and beavers were faded to white, and the turtles and frogs kept their original color. Between July and December 2003, first year ink offered 100, not 10, yeah, 10, 100 U.S. savings bond to reward anybody who recovered the floaty in New England, Canada, or Iceland. More of the toys were recovered in 2004 than any other preceding year. However, there's still more of these toys predicted to be heading eastward past Greenland to make landfall in the southeast shores of the United Kingdom in 2007. These toys were subject to Doavans Hohn's 2011 book Moby Duck, the true story of 28,800 bathtub toys lost at sea. Well then. And we're finishing up here. Take a sip. Oh, this hurts me. In August 2008, NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory undertook studies of Greenland's Jakkalshavn Glacier to determine the interior melt flow during the summer influence of its movement. A sophisticated football-shaped probe that had a GPS device, pressure sensor, thermometer, and accelerometer was lured by rope into one of the glacier's moulins. I've never seen that word before. The probe's equipment was designated to find structures such as waterfalls inside the ice. Unfortunately, the probe went silent. So, 90 rubber ducks marked in English, Danish, Inuit with the tech science experiment and reward, along with the email address to contact if found, were also put into the moulins in hope that the ducks would eventually find the exit by hunters and fishermen around Baffin Bay. As of 2012, none of the rubber ducks were returned due to possibly being trapped in large aquifers later discovered inside the ice. Also see hook a duck and rubber duck debugging. Whew. I said I would do it. Let me sign off with another slurp.